And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the blue and white. His official weight of 222.8 pounds. He is currently undefeated with 2 wins. Hailing from Surrey, United Kingdom, Tom Simmons!
In his first 2 bouts, got the potential to be an exciting fighter. He understands how to use his feints to land the shots, those eye-catching shots. So let's see if he brings it tonight.
Always quite exciting in the heavyweight division. Anything could happen. What do we know about his opponent?
He's had enough ring experience. Not any knockouts at all, but he's definitely had enough ring experience to give Simmons some trouble. See, as I've seen his opponent, I've only seen him twice before, but his reaction to Simmons' shots is letting me know that he has got a bit of weight behind him, because I have not seen his opponent cover up in that way before. Usually just he would catch shots to return, but he was a bit comfortable sitting on the ropes. You can see he's a bit tentative there. So that tells me there's a bit of sting behind Simmons' shots.
It's interesting, you mentioned the feints really early on, and that's really what's standing out in the first round, his use of feints.
Just keeps your opponent thinking.
That's right. Interesting stylistic matchup here.
That's it. See, his opponent's waiting for that counter. He's probably figured out by now he can't punch with Simmons.
Yeah.
He can't match him for strength, so he's trying to make Simmons miss and land those eye-catching shots. Simmons started boxing at 13. Just went to the boxing gym by chance. Went with his brother, and then found out he liked the sports, and then the rest is history.
How old is Simmons now?
That is a very good question.
That's what I would like to know.
I do not know.
Nice control from Simmons on the inside. And quite a wild hook Simmons threw, which his opponent spotted coming his way. Using those feints effectively.
That's it. And as they say, I do not know, but I know where to find out. And Simmons is 27 years old.
It's a long time he's been boxing.
So just smothered his work a little bit there. That was a good right hand from Simmons. Just stepped forward a bit too much with that shot.
Reached the end of the first round.
To make a name for himself in the boxing world. Body shot from Simmons. It would be good to see him finish at the top down there. I don't think with a opponent like this, one shot's just not enough. I think 2s and 3s is what he needs to throw. Simmons also in his previous 2 bouts, I know it's early stages, but he is also comfortable on the inside.
His opponent really doesn't want to be in the end of those shots. Every time Simmons is there, he sort of rushes forward, tries to smother. That's
right, that's right. But as you can see, where Simmons has stepped forward and gone a little bit square, that's where he his opponent was able to land those lead hooks.
What would you say, Dwayne, from your experience, is sort of like the best type of defense against an opponent like Simmons' opponent? You know, someone who doesn't actually move forward behind the jab at all, kind of comes in with those wild hooks and those sweeping right hands.
You simply just got to keep it basic, because as you say, with the quite wild, you can't really time to where they're going to come from. They're coming from a sort of unorthodox type of angle, so you just got to keep your guard tight in where it needs to be, instead of rather sort of this new style where it was adopting like a sort of a Philly shell type of guard. Just keep it conventional, keep your hands up where they're supposed to be, and it gives them a little bit more work as to where they need to land the shot. Good work on there on the inside from Simmons.
Beautiful shot landed.
Volume of punches. Don't want to punch himself out. Step back and dig him in a little bit more.
He's very square on at the moment.
That's it. That's it. And that's where it's dangerous, because he's as you throw shots, that's half your guard gone.
Yes.
So he's continuing to throw shots, not thinking about his defense. You don't want his opponent to throw anything under panic while he's under such attack. Good overhand right there from Simmons.
Yes, he does need to be a little bit careful on the inside, because he does get quite square on.
So I would like to see Simmons just bring his guard up to more conventional, so he can feel where his opponent lands his shots, then he can return quicker with 2s or 3s. But what's happening is his opponent is landing and then covering up, so it's hard for him to return.
You're a fan of that traditional guard, aren't you, Dave?
Basics work, the basic work, until you sort of go up in the levels and got a bit more ring craft, a bit more experience, then you can start.
Great atmosphere here tonight.
See, that's a testament to the shows. I've never been to a show that disappoints from a Black Box Global.
Absolutely right. Round 3 underway. Yeah, I've noticed his opponent does something strange with his gum shield. Sort of moves it around his mouth.
I cannot comment on that. Hopefully it's not. There's nothing wrong with the fighter, but you want to bite down on your gum shield, make sure it's still. Unless he's looking to buy those time when he's under attack and that gum shield falls out. But hopefully he hasn't got a problem to why his gum shield's
doesn't look like
moving.
it's problematic. Maybe probably just a habit.
Hopefully.
Oof.
See, at that point, that's where Simmons would need to use that jab a little bit more. Then he would have landed that backhand successfully. Just up and down, disguise the shot you want to land.
Yeah, set it up with that jab.
That's right. Just control your feet a little bit more. Where you step forward when he throws that right hand, it does take away a lot of the power that could potentially land. But he does have it. He does have the bar under control.
Yeah, his opponent also has quite an unorthodox style about him.
That's right.
Difficult to read, I would say.
And that's where it becomes even more important to keep it basic. Keep it basic. Throw them shots. Control your jab. Push through that backhand. And when your opponent starts to settle down, then you can start getting creative with the shots, bringing in the hooks and the uppercuts. Keep it basic. Just sting his, pop his head back, let him know you're present. But it's good work from Simmons. It's good to get these awkward opponents out of the way early in your career.
Get that experience.
Exactly. So this is what I'm used to seeing, whereby Simmons lands one, then he returns straight. Then opponent returns straight away, rather than what was happening in the first round, was covering up too much.
Oh, beautiful backhand by Simmons.
That's right, but again, he stepped forward just a bit too much. I'd like to see him follow up with a shot after that, and it could have been an early night for him. From there, throw the jab from there. That would have been good. His opponent beat him to it. Just from there. Doesn't need to get too close.
His opponent is looking a little bit comfortable in this round, using those angles quite nicely. Short bent arm shots.
That's right. I think this Simmons. I think he's starting to look for those power shots. Simmons' corner's telling him into the final round.
Fourth and final round.
That's it. This is what I was looking for earlier. Popping that jab, bringing them shots up through that tight guard. He doesn't want to step in as he has been. Creating a 50-50 atmosphere. Keep him at the end of your fist.
A little bit of swelling underneath Simmons' eye.
Exactly what I was about to say. His little mouse underneath that right eye. Stepping in, going square, making it easy for the counter.
Nice turn back into the centre.
Little step back body shot, just step back and bring it up the middle.
Nice work to the body from Simmons.
Straight on him. As soon as the ref moves and says box, you'll be straight on him. It's the last round. Bring it up, uppercuts. So you've done a half a step back, you should have thrown an uppercut as his opponent was leaning forward. Good shot. Referees allowing them to box their way out, so Simmons should have gone back into those punches and bunches. Instead, they're waiting for the ref to speak where he's not going to. He's told them to keep boxing.
That's right.
To keep that guard up.
Yeah, see, that's where it's important. You know, that lead hand was down to sit right into a shot.
That's right. That's why keeping it basic. As you pointed out earlier, I'm a fan of the basic traditional guard.
What do you call it? That lead hand, the antenna. Is that what you call it?
That's exactly what I call it. It's the antenna. Antennae. They're your feelers. Lets you know where he is and lets you control the bout. But if your antennae is right by your waist, it's not in use at all.
Can't feel anything. If anyone has seen Hotshot box before, you'll know that he is very confident with that lead hand being up high.
That's it. But just step back and let it just be conclusive that you're in control. I know he's winning the bout, definitely, but step back and let them see, because inside is 50-50, depending on where the judges are sitting. Step back. He just took a
big one.
A big shot there from going square.
Oh, his opponent had his arms up in the air.
After 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee scorecard. Referee Mark Bates scores the bout 40-36. And your winner, hailing from Surrey, United Kingdom, Tom Simmons.
Congratulations on your win. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, it was tough. Like, I knew it would be tough because he's Bulgarian, and I had a Bulgarian from my debut, and they usually quite they come to fight. So, yeah, no, I felt like I could have boxed better, but yeah, it's done now. Yeah.
I mean, quite an awkward opponent. You know, he was not your typical coming forward behind the jab opponent at all. Where do you feel like you could have improved?
Well, because he's only 5'9". In like training camp, I'm inspiring boys at 6'10", because he was last minute. So to fight someone shorter than me feels really strange. So yeah, I mean, it's obviously like, there's going to be some opponents that are shorter on my height, but yeah, just have to get used to sparring like short boys. So yeah, because he took away my, he was on the back foot, so I wasn't like reaching my jab, and then he was just waiting to counter. But yeah.
Good, exciting performance though, Dean. What did you make of it?
Big up Tom Simmons as always, man. Look, he always does it the hard way. In his first debut, that was a hard entry into professional boxing. So we got to give him credit. And yet again, he's here again on short notice fighting, and somewhat, unorthodox guy doing different stuff. But I think you didn't help yourself. I think you could have jabbed a little bit more. I like that you done the zoomer in there. I was watching Zuma, yeah. I love it. That was good. That's very rare, you don't see a lot of guys old school style, But you got to be mindful because the better guys are going to double jab and whip right uppercut if you're leaning too forward. But obviously the Zuma covers that. But I think using the jab a little bit more, jabbing to the body, jabbing to the head, will open up your opponent to the shots you're trying to land. You know what I mean? If you're only just walking forward, maybe sipping, and then trying to work the body, everything's off the jab. You got to be smart. It's chess, not checkers. So, you know what I mean? You'll learn. You're still early in your infancy in your career. Continue to grow. Go back to the drawing board. You've won tonight. So, give yourself a pat on your back. Your fans have come to, enjoy it, and you've won. So, there's nothing wrong. It's learning. It's always learning. So, continue doing your thing, man.
Cheers, Dean.
Great advice from Dean.
Yeah.
When can we expect to see you back out?
End of April. So, yeah, going to try and get 4 or 5 this year. So, yeah, April's the next one.
We're really looking forward to it. Great performance. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers. Cheers, Dean.